Welcome. Happy New Year. Happy 2026. I know it has been a while since we have had an opportunity to connect. Yes, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be open just to say that I got off track. Had a lot of things happen in 2025. I don't know about you, but all I know is that 2025 it was a heck of a year. But what I can say is with the freedom came a lot of transition, and with the transition came surrendering, and then of course after getting my behind whooped, y'all, I got to a point of obedience. And so I know that, and I'm quite certain some of you all know as well what you're supposed to be doing. The reality of it is are you really doing it? And so some of us get stuck in the I know what I'm supposed to be doing. I just need to do it. And so for some of us that are parents that, talk to our kids and we're saying, you know what you're supposed to be doing. I told you to. That's the same thing God is saying to us. You know what you're supposed to be doing. I told you to. And until you do, this is what's gonna happen. And so I know for me that starting this podcast back in June of 2025, I was pumped up, I was amped up, I was committed, I was ready to go. And then I just got off track. Like I got off track. And so one thing that God has told me, until you get consistent and stick with this podcast, girl, listen. Yeah, I'm gonna sustain you, and I'm gonna even allow some things to continue to happen in your life. But for other things, it's on the other side of this podcast because there are some people that are really locked in that needs your story, that needs your encouragement, that really needs a step-by-step action plan on what these different things in life look like, be it business, be it personal, be it relational, be it spiritual, but like you have to do it. And so, y'all, I am back. This is the first day of February. I'm so grateful to God for just being able to be here in this moment. I'm so happy and honored, honestly, just to be able to reconnect with you on a different level. I'm so grateful, and so I'm excited about what is happening, what has happened. I do know that in the space of saying yes, uh, I do know in the space of saying yes that some things are coming through. And so yes, so we're on episode 4. The title of this episode is called Purpose Driven Goals for the New Year. We hear a lot about goals this time of year, financial goals, fitness goals, business goals. But today I want to talk to you about purpose driven goals. Because if your goals aren't aligned with your purpose, you'll feel busy but not fulfilled. And you'll be busy doing a whole bunch of stuff, but not exactly what it is that God has called you to do. I mean, I'm not here to step on anybody's toes other than my own, but if you can relate, just, drop a comment, send me a note, send me a message, let me know what this episode, how you connect with it, maybe some tidbits that you take away from it. Feel free to jot down some notes. Of course, you can follow me on Instagram as well as TikTok at purposelifecoaching.com. I'm on Facebook, Purpose for Life, and that's Purpose with the number 4 Life, as well as you can look me up on LinkedIn as Dr. Shunte House. I'm super excited just to stay connected with you. But again, this is going to be kind of like a fun, heavy, but kind of deep conversation as we kick off this new year. Because one thing that I know that God has shared with me and said to me is like, listen, I'm not concerned about your comfort. I'm focused on using you as a vessel to be able to connect with my people, to be able to speak a word, to be able to empower and to encourage. And so that's what I'm here to do. So no, it ain't comfortable. It is not comfortable, but that's all right. I'm buckling my seatbelt. I'm getting ready for takeoff because I know that this is the catapult to my next level. And so again, I ask you the question, what is holding you back from living your purpose driven life, from living and doing what it is that you've been called to do? Again, it's great to be busy, but are you fulfilled? And this year, we're not just setting goals, we're setting goals that actually mean something. So I am going to start off with my first question. It says, what are purpose driven goals? Purpose driven goals are rooted in who you are and what matters, not comparison. who you are and what matters and not comparison. And so for me, I tell my friends all the time, like, if you have something going on, please, please, please text me. I'm gonna try to get on IG. I'm gonna try to get on Facebook. But the reality of it is that I'm so disconnected so that I can be connected to, honestly, to God for direction and my next space in my life, that I don't really have time. And I mean, again, social media is great. It's a wonderful networking space. It's a wonderful connecting space. It's a, tools and resources and all the different things. It's a good way to find out what's going on with your family and your friends, what's happening in your community. But again, right now, honestly, I'm in a selfish mode of God, elevate me to that next level. God, take me to where it is I'm supposed to be right now, this time, this season in my life. Align me with the things, the people, the places, and the opportunities that you have for me. And I know that that is not found right now for me on Instagram or Facebook or any of those things. Again, to each his own, because that may be that one thing. Hey, you may just be on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, or something else right now, and you just so happen to come across this podcast. It's like, you know what? I need to lock in. So again, utilize your resources, but don't get caught up in it. And it goes back to what I'm saying. Purpose-driven goals are rooted in who you are and what matters and not comparison. And again, your journey is your journey. It's not anybody else's journey. So don't compare your apple to somebody else's orange, because they're completely different. But yes, they are fruit. They bring clarity, peace, and direction. They evolve as seasons change, and that's okay as well. I can honestly say that in my 2025 year, walking into it, I was like, oh yeah, this is my year of freedom. I did some, drastic things or whatever to really, really lock in on my year of freedom. But with that freedom, definitely became some changes. And with those changes, although some didn't feel good and didn't look good, hurt my feelings a little bit, I have evolved and I have grown to where I am now. And I feel so good. And honestly, my mother would always say, God, deliver me and sometimes protect me from myself, even if it's myself. And so I thank God for protecting me from myself, my feelings and my emotions about certain things, about certain people, not realizing that on the other side, when I had an opportunity to sit down and really look back and think through some things, it was best that they left. It was best that it didn't work out. It was best that this opportunity didn't come, because if not, certain people would have gone with me. So I appreciate it. And so I say, don't get discouraged in your season of change, because it's okay. You're going to grow through it, and things are going to happen in your life that when you get to the other side of this thing, you're like, you know what, God, I thank you. I thank you. So my first self-reflection question for you today is, why does purpose matter to me in this season of my life? Why does purpose matter to me in this season of my life? So I'll give you my, for example. Purpose matters to me because it keeps me grounded. It helps me say no to good things so I can say yes to the right things. Oh, that was deep. Let me take that back one time. Purpose matters to me because it keeps me grounded. It helps me say no to good things so I can say yes to the right things. When I tell you, like when I was writing and I'm making notes and preparing for this podcast episode, I was like, there are some good things. There are some good opportunities that come along, but are they the right opportunities? Is this what I'm supposed to be doing? And so this is where I go back into my meditation closet. This is where I go into my prayer closet. I'm like, God, what is it that I'm supposed to be doing? This thing came to me. Is this what I'm supposed to be doing right now? Is this the door I'm supposed to walk through right now? Is this the relationship that I'm supposed to be in right now? Or is it for later? Or if it's for never? And really waiting to see what that answer is. And so I know at some point this year, I'm going to talk about that waiting season, because baby, let me tell you, that waiting season, it's a lot. It takes a lot out of you, and it takes a lot to stay disciplined. But when I tell you to sit in that thing until God gives you the answer or gives you the okay, and that green light comes, because with it, you're going to see the why. And so again, help me to say no to the good things so I can say yes to the right things. So now I'm going to move on to my next thing. It says self check. What goals am I setting? So the question that I want you to write down is, what's one goal I want to focus on this year that aligns with my purpose? What's one goal I want to focus on this year that aligns with my purpose? So for example, personal is prioritizing rest, healing, or boundaries. And I can say for me personally, one of the things that my fitness coach gave me was is restorative rest. So not just chilling, not just going to get my nails done, not just laying in bed, but restorative rest. And so now my prayers to God is to restore me while I'm resting, rejuvenate me while I'm resting in this place. So I'm going through this restorative rest. And the other thing is continuing to work on boundaries. That word no is a complete sentence. It's a complete statement, and it is okay. So really locking in on my boundaries. Now we go to professional. What are your professional goals? Is it expanding impact, and not just income? What am I doing to change somebody else's life? Because one thing I have learned, and I know for sure, is my life is not my own. My life is mine to be able to help someone else go through, get through, build, be delivered, whatever those things are. But I know that God has put me in a space and a place, and even in this position with this podcast, just to be able to impact the lives of others. Is not just about income. It's not just about income. God will take care of things. I heard my pastor say today, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you. So right now, again, my whole goal is doing whatever it is that God has called me to do, that he may get the glory. And in his glory, he will continue to find favor and allow favor to show up in my life in every single area. And so again, expanding impact and not just income. Community goals, serving more families, mentoring, giving back. What are your goals? One thing that my goal for this year with as pertains to community, is to increase the number of families that we are serving at our back to school event, our Thanksgiving outreach, and of course our Christmas outreach. And so really looking at what that looks like. And so one of the things I've done is I've gotten an early start this year. I'm so grateful to Adele, Sarah, and Miss Fadreen for walking this road with me and holding me accountable to being accountable to myself with the goals that I have for these projects. And so I did a workshop earlier, purpose to paperwork. And so one thing I talked about was your team. You have to have a team. You cannot do life alone. You shouldn't want to do life alone. And yes, I understand. I've been burned. I've been disappointed. I've been betrayed. I've been all those things. But let me tell you too, I've not always been the best friend, the best sibling, the best mom that I can be. I've made some mistakes, whether it was intentionally or unintentionally. I'm not perfect either. But what I do know is that we have to have a team. So don't allow life in past situations affect your ability to reconnect, to get connected to somebody and some people that can help you to go to that next level, to uplift the vision and goal that God has given you, because you cannot do it by yourself, nor do you want to do it by yourself. So I'm just throwing it out there. And then for spiritual space, what is your spiritual goal? A deeper faith, an intentional quiet time? Is it meditation? Is it prayer? What is your spiritual goal? One of the things that I'm doing, I have the YouVersion app. I absolutely love it. It has a scripture for the day. It has all these different Bible plans for every area of your life. I'm talking about every area of your life: parents and kids, relationships, sex, intimacy, dating, fasting, praying, reading the entire Bible within a certain period of time. It has all these different things: overflow, overcoming, abundance, depression, anxiety, all the different things. But I absolutely love the YouVersion Bible app. And so one of my goals have been is to read at least my verse of the day. And so I'm proud to say I am at 49 days straight of reading at least my scripture of the day. And not only do I read it just in the version that I have that, saved on my app, but I also go back and I compare the different versions because I have read some scriptures where it's like, what does that mean? And so, in looking at it in other versions, it breaks it down to simple dummy terms. I'm like, wow, like, oh, and I say simple dummy terms, I say simple applicable terms, to where it's not only applicable but it's also relatable. And so, I encourage, if you don't have the YouVersion app, to check it out. It's really good, and I've been able to grow and also make certain that I'm spending time with the Lord every single day. This year, I'm asking myself, does this goal honor who I'm becoming? This year, I'm asking myself, does this goal honor who I'm becoming? The other thing is alignment. I want to be in alignment with whatever it is that God has for me or that God wants me to do. One thing I know for sure that I experienced in 2025 in certain areas of my life was a lack of clarity. And so that's my other part of my prayer, and that I've been really heavy focused on is, Lord, give me clarity. And I know, and I said, point blank moving forward, period. I will not be in another situation, a relationship, a business, nothing where I don't have clarity. If I don't know what we doing, we ain't doing it. If I don't know what I'm doing, I'm not doing it. I have to have clarity. Yes, all this, different things, it sounds good, it feels good, but again, it's like direction. If you haven't pinpointed where you're going, you could take a road and you'll drive all day and you still won't reach your destination because you had no idea, no landmark, nothing put in place to where you're going. It's like anything else in life. So again, my focus is clarity and alignment. And so I want you to think about, what is your focus as well for this year? What is your focus this year? So while you digesting all the different things I've just shared with you, the examples that I gave you in regards to what goals you're setting, again, if you have not already gone to my website, which is www.purposelifecoaching.com, and subscribe to my newsletter, I also have some great opportunities on there. I'm running some specials. I have some My Dump sessions available. I have some strategy sessions available. I'll actually be launching and sharing the replay from my workshop on today, Purpose to Paperwork. And that's basically for those that are wanting to start a business. You don't know where to start. You don't know how to start. You don't know the difference between a business and a nonprofit. And it's just some basic ABCs of starting a business and your legal steps to starting it. But again, that replay will be loaded onto the website within the next 24 hours for you to be able to download that replay. But again, sign up to receive the newsletter. I'm going to get back to blogging again. And so one thing I know for me, another one of my goals is time management. God has given me so much. And with that so much, God is telling me that I need to organize my time every single day. And honestly, I'm gonna have to lock in on my time blocks for the different things. So if it says for the first hour from 5 to 6 o'clock is the time I'm checking my emails, from 5 to 6 o'clock, Monday through Friday, I'll be checking emails. If it's from 6 until 7 o'clock is my prayer hour, then that's what I'm gonna do. Whatever it is, and it's not in that actual order. If it's from 8 until 9:30 is my workout time, whatever it is. If it's and I got to divide up my time so that I can stay on track, and as well as being able to meet my goals. So I'm also gonna say is do what you need to do for you. If you're not following me on social media platforms, I'm on Instagram, TikTok at Purpose Life Coaching, on Facebook, Purpose for Life, purpose with the number four, life, Life. I'm also on LinkedIn, and I do have a YouTube channel, you all, and it's actually live. So I'm going to be making certain that I promote it more so that you can be able to connect with me on all the different platforms in the different ways. Right now, you may not see my face, but I'm looking forward to starting to record my episodes live with me included, so that you can be able to touch me and connect the voice with the face, the face with the voice, as well as the message that's being delivered and shared. So that is more information on how you can find me, how you connect with me, and the opportunities that are out there. The next thing I want to talk about are common obstacles and how to overcome them. Common obstacles and how to overcome them. So if you have your notebook, follow along. Obstacle number one, and again, this is something I just shared with you, lack of clarity. Lack of clarity. The fix is to pause, reflect, pray, and journal. Pause, reflect, pray, and journal. And this is where I want to throw in that if you need a guided journal, I do have a Purpose Life journal available on my website for sale. It honestly gives you kind of like a flow of the day where it's your meditation, your scripture focus, your verse, the three things you want to accomplish, your mind dump, and your gratitude all on a page. And I did not put the dates on there because I know for me, I've skipped dates here and there when I have my calendars already marked out. And so versus me wasting the page, I just decided I will allow you to write your own dates on there so that you can go back and reflect. And that way you don't have to worry about not basically wasting a sheet of paper because the date is already on there. So again, you're going to pause, reflect, pray, and journal. And then accountability, set a clarity deadline. Set a clarity deadline for whatever it is that you're working on. Obstacle two, overwhelm. Y'all, I have, all of these are me. I've dealt with all this, so I'm just going to attest to it all. I'm like popping my hand. I'm like, taking my one foot, stepping on my other foot, being overwhelmed. The fix, break goals into micro steps. Break goals into micro steps. It says, how do you eat an elephant? You eat an elephant a bite at a time. So I want you to take your one big goal and break it down into smaller steps and then work your way back to the goal. So for example, my goal is to lose at least 20 more pounds. So how am I going to do those 20 pounds in the next 90 days? I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to work out. I'm going to eat at least my three meals and two snacks a day. I'm going to go heavy and more on the protein. My goal is to lose at least 2 to 3 pounds every single week to get to my 20 in the 90 days. And so those just some 4 examples of my micro steps. And accountability is to weekly check your progress. Weekly check your progress. Break goals into micro steps. Accountability is weekly progress check-in. Obstacle number 3 is procrastination. The fix is to start small and attach purpose to action. Start small and attach purpose to action. Accountability, share your start date with someone. Share your start date with someone. Obstacle 4. This is the big one, y'all. Fear. Fear of failure, fear of success, and fear of judgment. Fear of failure, fear of success, or fear of judgment. One thing I have learned and I have gotten to in these big old 40-something years is that, one, I am me. She is her. I am her. I am standing on business when it comes down to Shunte, Dr. Shunte. I am standing on business. I do acknowledge and accept and hear people's opinions about different things that pertains to me, but I can care less about how somebody feels about what it is that God is doing in my life. I used to be not wanting to share certain things, not wanting to do certain things, not wanting to even wear certain things because I didn't want to hear, oh, she thinks she all that. Oh, who she thinks she is. Oh, da 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 this and da 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 that. Oh, I shouldn't wear my hair color that way. Or I shouldn't put my hair up that way. At this point, y'all, I have been delivered from people. I don't care. I am going to do it because the price that I have paid for it all, nobody has had to pay it like I've had to pay it. And so for that, I am going to, God ain't broke, God ain't busted, and God is not disgusted. God has a whole world and everything in it inside of his hands. And if God has and God dwells inside of me, I do too. And so I'm going to walk in it. I'm going to walk in favor. I'm going to walk in purpose. I'm going to walk in destiny. I am going to walk in abundance. And I'm going to walk in my overflow as well, because that's the part that I'm going to be getting from my overflow. And so again, fear of failure, success, and judgment. The fix: reframe fear as feedback, not a stop sign. Accountability: track lessons, not just wins. Track lessons, not just wins. And what I will say is, when you're tracking your lessons, you're more prone to not have to repeat those things again. I've learned that, I've tried it, and it's working for me. Obstacle 5. Boom, this is a big one. Distractions and weak boundaries. The fix is time block your priorities, which I just shared, and accountability is review where your time actually went. Time block your priorities is the fix, and accountability is review where your time actually went. And so, what I used to do when I used to oversee some group homes, we used to do something called a time study. And throughout the day, every single staff member had to basically chart what you were doing every, I don't know if it was every 10 minutes or every 30 minutes, but you had to chart it. And then we were able to go back and review for every single position what was happening simultaneously, things that were off track, where we needed to course correct, as well as what we were doing well, when, time was most productive with our staff, when our kids were, managed and flowing well, which staff they were flowing better with, all the different things. So I'm telling you, time block your priorities, review where your time actually went. The other thing is, for some of you all, there's an app on the phone, so I'm able to see weekly what apps I spent most of my time on, and I look at it to see how can I beat it the next week. What can I do the next week? So now, if it is emails, and I know those emails is money driven, and I'm making something like I'm spending more of my time on my emails. It may be maybe 20 minutes a week, honestly, on social media. It's not much at all. It's me sometimes responding to people's comments or messages. And now I'm in a space of actually pre-scheduling my post. So I'll have that increase a little bit more, but it's going to be intentional increase. It's not because I'm sitting there scrolling all day because I have nothing else to do, because we all got some things to do. And then we have obstacle 6, lack of support. The fix is find your people and stop shrinking. Let me say that again. Find your people and stop shrinking. Accountability: monthly accountability call or text with your person or your people. Do you a check-in. Find somebody, honestly, that is where you're trying to grow, or somebody that's already doing what it is that you're trying to do, or somebody that's consistent in what it is that you're wanting to do. Connect with that person, because I promise they're going to keep you accountable to what it is you say you want to do. And then obstacle number 7 is inconsistency. The fix is focus on routines, not motivation. Focus on routines, not motivation. And your accountability is a habit tracker or weekly reset. What is it that has gotten you off track? What is it that keeps causing you not to do what you need to do, when you need to do it, and how you need to do it? And so what does that look like for you? And those are the seven common obstacles and how to overcome them. So here we go. The audacious goal moment. Question: what's one bold, purpose aligned goal I'm almost afraid to say out loud? What's one bold, purpose aligned goal I'm almost afraid to say out loud? So, for example, a goal that stretches me is expanding my work beyond my comfort zone, trusting that provision follows obedience. Again, a goal that stretches me is expanding my work beyond my comfort zone, trusting that provision follows obedience. And so I'm going to give a for example with that. I, believe it or not, y'all, I am a little shy, especially when it comes down to public speaking. I have a challenge in public speaking because I'm like, oh my God, these people. But I also know where it came from. It came from when I was in kindergarten. I was Peter Rabbit's mother, and I was doing well, flowing well in the play. And what happened was my mother ended up coming a few minutes late when the play started. And when she came in, Mom, there's no shade to you. I love you. I promise you. I appreciate your support. But what ended up happening was when I saw her, I was like, oh my God, that's my mom. And I froze, and it threw me off track. Like it really threw me off track with my lines in this play. And so from that day forward, I was afraid to speak aloud because I wasn't certain if I would mess up what I was trying to say, if I would get my words twisted, if I would just completely altogether forget. And so that kept me bound. And so I was like, you know what, Shunte, like you're going to do this. Like you're going to do this. And so bringing it and fast forwarding to today, one of the things that God has charged me with is actually putting in for speaker opportunities. I have been putting in for speaker opportunities, honestly, since October, November of last year. And I'm happy to say that in me stretching beyond my comfort zone, trusting God that provision follows my obedience, I now have an opportunity in the month of March to fly out to Chicago to speak for a college women's conference. I now have an opportunity to fly to Atlantic City, New Jersey in April to be a part of a women's conference. I now have an opportunity with the school system to do leadership and professional development with 50 to 150 of their counselors. I now have the opportunity to now lead some workshops at a high school with some girls, but also do some things for a community center. And the list goes on, and the opportunities keep coming. So I'm telling you, I am encouraging you to stretch beyond your comfort zone and trust that provision is going to follow your obedience. If your goal doesn't scare you just a little, it might not be stretching you. Let me rewind that back. If your goal doesn't scare you just a little, it might not be stretching you. So I am going to suggest to you to find one goal that's like, oh my God, I don't know. I don't know. Well, now I'm telling you, you do know because you're going to do it. You're going to do it in 2026 because I want you to be stretched beyond your limits, because you stretching beyond your limits is going to allow God to step in and beat God. And when it happens, and when all these things start happening to you because you seek the kingdom of God first and God's righteousness, you sought after God's plan for you, watch what happens. When I tell you, you're going to get in your comfort zone, things are going to start coming together, things are going to start working out, all because you stepped outside of yourself and you got aligned with your purpose. I'm just going to leave that right there. I'm going to drop it right there. Just leave it right there. So I want to invite you to pause and reflect on all this conversation that we just had. I want you to take one deep breath in, and I want you to release it. And I want you to take another deep breath in, and I want you to release it. And want you to take one more deep breath in and release it. Now, I have 3 questions for you. And again, I would love, love, love for you to send me a comment, send me a message on one of the social media platforms. Hit me up on the contact us on my website and let me know. I want to hear what y'all got going on. I am your new accountability partner. I want to know, y'all. I want to know. The first question is, what's one purpose-driven goal I'm committing to this year? What's one purpose-driven goal I'm committing to this year? Number 2, what's one obstacle I already know I'll face? Now, I gave y'all 7. And I've experienced all 7. So I want you to be real with yourself. To thy own self be true. What's one obstacle I already know I'll face? And the third question I have for you is, what's one way I'll stay accountable? What's one way I'll stay accountable? And for those of you that reach out to me in whatever platform that you reach out to me on, and you answer those 3 questions for me, I am going to send you a bonus worksheet for Purpose Driven Goals Reflection for this year. You can email me. You can send it to info@purposelifecoaching.com, info@purposelifecoaching.com, or you can send it to purposelifecoaching@gmail.com. So here we go. I'm about to close. As you step into this year, remember, purpose doesn't rush, compare, or compete. It aligns, it grows, and it requires intention. I want you to choose goals that honor who you are becoming, not who you're trying to impress. Take it back. As you step into this year, remember, purpose doesn't rush, compare, or compete. It aligns, it grows, and it requires intention. I want you to choose goals that honor who you are becoming, not who you're trying to impress. Don't forget to DM me your purpose-driven goals, personal, professional, community, spiritual, financial goals. Journal it tonight. I would like for you to journal, even if it's just journaling from this episode tonight. And another thing I'm going to ask you to do is I'm going to ask you to share this episode with someone who you feel like or believes need a reset. Share this episode with someone who you feel needs a reset. Again, this is your year. This is your season. This is your life. This is your purpose. I want you to continue to live life on purpose, doing what it is that God has called you to do. I'm super excited. I'm praying for you. I believe in you. I'm so proud of you. And I look forward to just hearing what God is doing, how God is doing it, and what is going to happen in your life in 2026. I cannot wait to release some other things. When I tell you some good things happen, things are happening, y'all. Things are happening. But know that I love you. I appreciate you for tuning in. Please make certain that you subscribe to this podcast. I'm on all platforms: Apple, Podbean, Spotify, Pandora, all the platforms. I'm on all the platforms. I'm so excited. I'm so proud of myself. I'm on all the platforms, y'all. I'm on all the platforms, so I'm so grateful. And again, I'm going to stay consistent. I'm going to see this thing through to the very, very end. Again, I pray that you all have an amazing week. I'm so proud of you. Let's keep living on purpose. Share this episode. Share your goals. I'm ready to hear now, y'all. I'm be waiting on you. Don't let me find you. I love y'all. Have a great week.